So today I have come before you to say the importance behind celebrating Dasara. Dasara or Vijayadasami is an important Hindu festival which signifies the victory of good over evil. This annual festival is celebrated with great enthusiasm and favored by Hindus across the world on the 10th day of the Navaratris, which falls on the 10th day of Ashwin or Kartik months as per the Hindu calendar. Dasara is called by different names across India, for example, Durga Puja or Vijayadasami in the east and northeast, Dasara in northern and western states. But still, the essence of the festival remains the same, that is, the Dharma, good, prevailing over Adharma, evil. Durga Puja or Vijayadasami celebrates Ma Durga's victory over demon Mahisasura to protect Dharma, whereas the story behind Dasara signifies Lord Rama's victory over Ravana. It was on the same day that Arjuna annihilated the Kuru clan, including great warriors like Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and Ashwadama on his own in the battle of Kurukshetra in the Hindu epic Mahabharata. Dasara or Vijayadasami has various stories behind it, and so the festival is celebrated in different ways across India. In most states in North and Western India, Dasara is celebrated in honor of Lord Rama. In South India, the auspicious occasion is celebrated by worshipping goddesses Shakti, Saraswati, Lakshmi and Parvati with various equipment. This day is also celebrated as Saraswati Puja or Ayudha Puja in some places. In Western India, especially in Gujarat, people observe fasts and worship the 9 avatars of Goddess Durga for the 9 days of Navaratris, leading to Dasara or Vijayadasami. Dandiya and Garba are played during these 9 days. On the 10th day, Ma Durga's idol is immersed in water, signifying her return to mountain Kailash with the Lord Shiva. In West Bengal, Durga Puja leads to Vijayadasami, where clay statues of Ma Durga are immersed in water bodies, thus bidding a farewell to the goddess. Right before the immersion, Bengali women indulge in Sindoor Kela, where they apply sindoor on each other and wear red clothing, which signifies Ma Durga's victory. Dasara coincides with the culmination of the 9-day Navaratri festival and with the 10th day of the Durga Puja festival. For many, it marks the beginning of the preparation for Diwali, which occurs 20 days after Dasara. Story begins when Ramba, the king of the Asuras, fell in love with the demon princess Shyamala. Shyamala had taken on the form of a buffalo after being struck by a curse. Mahisasura was the child born to Ramba and Shyamala. He was named Mahisasura since Mahisha means buffalo, and he was the son of a buffalo and an Asura. As an Asura or demon, he was born with superhuman powers. At that time, the Devas or gods and the Asuras were bitter enemies. Were always fighting with each other, and it was the gods who usually won. So one day he wanted to change this and wanted to see the victories of Asura. Mahisasura immediately began a long penance. He stopped eating and began to pray to Brahma, the creator, standing on one foot under a tree. Many years passed and Mahisasura continued to stand there praying. And the longer he stood, the more strength he gained. Soon the time came when the power he had built up through his penance spread through all the 3 worlds. Even Brahma, the creator, felt its presence. He raised his hand in blessing and wanted to grant him a boon. Mahishasura wished to be immortal. Brahma smiled and said, "What you have asked for is not possible. Every creature that is born has to die. Think of something else. I will be happy to grant you a boon." Mahishasura was disappointed at first, but he thought quickly and he asked Brahma, "Lord, if you cannot make me immortal, can you grant me the boon that I cannot be killed by either a man or a god? If I have to die, it should only be at the hands of a woman." He was confident that no woman would be strong enough to kill him. Brahma gave him the boon and left from there. His terrible laughter rang through the earth. He gathered a huge army of fellow asuras and began to torture the people on earth. They also robbed belongings from travelers. They broke into people's houses and took what they wanted. If people fought back or tried to stop them, they killed them without a second thought. Soon, all the inhabitants of the earth were living in fear of the demons. One day, Mahishasura ordered his army to get ready and will attack Amaravati. The gods had heard about the coming attack and were quite worried. They consulted Brahma. He came to the battlefield along with Vishnu and Shiva. Mahishasura had taken the form of a huge buffalo and was leading the demons. And to their horror, all the divine weapons of the gods proved useless before his strength. Vishnu hit him with his powerful mace. The demon was stunned but rose again, taking the form of a lion. Then Vishnu threw his chakra to cut off his head, but it bounced back, unable to make even a slight cut on him. In revenge, Mahishasura butted the god and knocked Vishnu down. The gods wanted the Trinity to come up with a way to destroy the demon so they could return to heaven. Vishnu said, "Not a single woman living in all three worlds is strong enough to destroy this evil creature. Let us use our combined powers to create one." The desperate gods closed their eyes and began to concentrate all their thoughts on creating the invincible woman. Their divine powers and deep concentration worked, and soon a fiery pillar of light appeared in the sky. It was so bright that even the gods found it impossible to look at it. It was a mass of pure energy produced from their combined power. From it, they created a goddess who would be strong enough to vanquish Mahishasura. Shiva created her face, Vishnu gave her arms, and Brahma provided her with legs. God of the oceans of milk gave her a red sari and a diamond necklace. Vishwakarma presented her with earrings, bracelets, and other jewelry he had made himself. Thus, all the gods presented her with various ornaments. Once she was beautifully dressed, Vishnu said, "Let us arm her with our special strengths along with invincible weapons." He began by handing her a chakra like his own. Shiva gave her a trident and Brahma a kamandal full of the holy Ganga water. Arun gave her a gift of ever-blooming lotus flowers and a mighty conch. Agni presented her with the Sadagni, a weapon that could kill thousands of people. Vayu provided her with a bow and a quiver holding an endless supply of arrows. Indra gave her a thunderbolt similar to his own. Vishwakarma armed her with an axe, Yama with a staff, and Kuber gave her a cup of wine. Surya presented her with his blinding grace. Twashta gave her the divine mace. In this way, all the gods gifted her different weapons. Finally, Himalaya, the god of the mountains, gave her a tiger to ride on, and she was named Mahadevi or Durga. With their blessings, Durga mounted the tiger and set out to destroy Mahishasura. People also say that Goddess Durga is an incarnation of Goddess Parvati. She took the avatar of Devi Durga to destroy Mahishasura. The 9 forms of Ma Durga are worshipped with 9 different prasad or bhog. As she approached Amravati, she let out a mighty roar that shook the mountains and created huge waves in the seas. Mahisasura asked his soldiers to find out what was happening. When he heard that a woman was challenging him, he laughed and said, "Tell her that I will be happy to marry her." When his messengers brought the proposal, the goddess replied, "Tell your king that I am no ordinary woman who would be eager to marry him. I am Mahadevi and my husband is Mahadeva. I have come to ask him to leave Amaravati and return to his place below the world. If he doesn't go, I will destroy him." When he heard this reply, Mahisasura flew into a rage. His leading warriors said arrogantly, "Your Majesty, we will go and set this silly woman right. She is not worth your attention." The Asuras went out to fight with Mahadevi. To their astonishment and horror, one after the other, the boastful warriors were finished off. The demon king got the news and became even more furious. "Lovely lady, why do you want to fight like a rough man? Why not marry me, the king of heaven?" he said in the sweetest tones possible. "Throw these weapons aside and come and live like a queen." When she rejected him firmly, Mahisasura attacked the goddess along with an army of Asuras. But Durga immediately created a huge troop of soldiers from her breath to fight back. Mahisasura tried all the tricks he knew. He kept changing shape to confuse the goddess. From a man, he became a lion, then an elephant. Similarly, goddess Durga also took different forms to confuse him. The battle raged for 9 days and thus she took the 9 forms. Finally, after a great war, on the 10th day, the goddess killed the Asura, who had taken the form of a huge buffalo again. Thus, she freed the world from Mahishasura's tyranny. Since then, Durga is worshipped during the Navaratris and is addressed as Mahisasura Mardini. There are 4 yugas widely accepted in Hinduism. They are Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kala Yuga. In Satya Yuga, the fight was between 2 worlds, Devalok and Asuralok, both good and evil from different worlds. In Treta Yuga, the fight was between Rama and Ravana, both rulers from 2 different countries. In Dwapara Yuga, the fight was between Pandavas and Kauravas, both good and evil from the same family. Kindly note how the evil is getting closer. For example, from a different world to a different country to the same family. Now, where is the evil in Kali Yuga? It is inside us. Both good and evil live within. The battle is within us. Who will we give victory to? Our inner goodness or the evil within? Think, identify and fight. Wish you a happy Dasara.